Today is the conclusion of season number 1 at Guernsey, a chance for us to see what kind of progress we've made, taking on Northwood, taking on the team bottom of the table who have already been relegated, and well, since you were last here, good news, we've steadied the ship, we're not going to get relegated this year. Bad news, I've developed a new strange addiction to strikers, and right now I have 6 in the first team. We only have 5 players on the bench, we only start with 2 strikers, I don't need this many. I'm going to attempt to justify it after the intro. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Park to Prem. This is episode number 4 with Guernsey, and today we are taking on Northwood and taking on Westfield to finish the season. Looking at the league table, we are up to 9th. We've had a really good run of games as of late. There's kind of one man to thank for that, and it's this bloke, Ellis Vaughan, the man who I was kind of pushing under a bus last episode before he scored from the penalty spot. It turned out he just needed to open his account with us, and then he was going to catch on fire and be ridiculous. Ignore the red arrows around his development. Look at the green bar here for recent performances. I don't think he had a goal in his first 5 games. He's now got 8 in 13 from centre attacking mid. The 16-year-old's been really good. I will make a deal with you folks. If today's video, the Friday upload, gets 5,000 likes on Sunday, I will have a bonus episode of the summer transfer window. If you want more Park to Prem goodness, you know what to do. Scroll down right now. Slap that like button. Now, since you were last here, we've signed 2 new players, 2 new strikers, as I alluded to in the intro. One player who has joined us permanently now is Tyler Forbes. Of course, he was in on loan from Weymouth. We've signed him up permanently, £100 a week, an appearance fee of £120. That hurts to look at, but ultimately, this man has been the source of all our goals this year. He's got 8 goals in 4 since he signed permanently, so it's safe to say he's been rather good. We have signed 2 more strikers. The first is Dauda Shatayo. He was playing for Warren Point in the 2nd tier of Northern Ireland. Wasn't playing too much football for them. However, the youngster, who looks absolutely phenomenal, he was thrown up on our radar thanks to our scout. Ryan Zico Black, of course, the former player, retired during the season. He has full knowledge of Northern Ireland. As a result of that, when I asked for recommendations for players, he threw up Shatayo, and to be honest, Shatayo is absolutely ridiculous. 19 years old, amazing physicals, 13 finishing, 10 composure, 13 off the ball, minor issues, 4 stamina, 3 strength, injury prone and inconsistent. But you know what? For £40 a week, he's a bargain. The other player we've signed is from our affiliate, Bristol City, although he has joined us permanently. Around the end of March, all the Football League teams announced youngsters they're not going to sign to professional deals. Ollie Thomas was told by Bristol City he didn't have a future at the club. I've decided to snap him up. It's a cheap bargain deal, £20 per week wages, and he does have a high appearance fee. That said, he's probably going to be our 5th choice striker next year, and for £20 a week, he's a really good player. Great pace, great finishing. Ignore the fact that he's injury prone and inconsistent. That doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it kind of does matter, but we'll just pretend it doesn't. I'm hoping he's going to be a useful player for us. I gave him his debut earlier on this month. Didn't score in it. We've played 6 games since last episode, and it went under the radar a little bit. We kept 3 clean sheets in 4 games as of the end of last episode. We just needed to start adding goals, and between Ellis Vaughan and Forbes, the goals have come, the form's come. There was one game we lost. Let's talk about that first. Now, that game was against Merstham, and to be honest, they're just one of the best teams in the league. They battered us. They won 4-1. Maybe the score flattered them slightly. Vaughan in this game did score, and little did we know at that moment, that was going to be the beginning of him catching on fire. So Vaughan made it 2 goals in 2 against Chertsey. Forbes played through Vaughan, and then he tucked it into the bottom corner. Nice little finish there. And following on from that, we went to Chipstead, and we won 5-2 in this game. Forbes got a 10.0, Vaughan got an 8.4. Even Fazakli was on fire in this game. A man who might have thought he was going to fall down the pecking order with me signing a load of strikers. He was very impressive in this game here. And after that 5-2 win, another emphatic win. This time, 4-0, Vaughan got a hat-trick. It's weird, right? Maybe it's just me, but this year in Football Manager, I feel like the game is so momentum-based. Sometimes you just get on a roll of form, confidence is high, and I think for Vaughan and Forbes, this run of game has been just that. As I already talked about, Forbes, since he signed for us permanently from Weymouth, has been in ridiculous form. He got 1 of the 4 goals here, but to be honest, it was the Vaughan show in this game. He grabbed his 2nd goal of the game and our 3rd of the match just into the second half. As you can see here, a really nice finish into the top corner, Naruto running to celebrate, and he ended the game by getting getting his hat-trick from the penalty spot. Keeper went the right way, couldn't stop it. Great little win, this one. And the momentum, well, it just kept going. 3 wins in a row against teams in and around us gave us confidence going into this game. Taking on Binfield, a team who are challenging for the playoffs, we win it 3-1. Wasn't entirely plain sailing, lots of goals disallowed for offside. It took us till the last 10 minutes to really find the breakthrough in this game. Forbes grabbed 2, and that got us the win. And well, it was all about Forbes yet again when we took on Ashford Town. He got a hat-trick in this game, a 10.0 rating. Williams at right back, having a really, really good run of games, actually. A player who came into the club with a lot of hype and a lot of fanfare. I've kind of stuck him out at right back, and it's not really his ideal position. But I think when you look at his form for the last 20 games, you can see he's been an ever-present part of our team and consistently putting in good performances. Nice to see him getting an assist in this one. And in fact, he's got 5 in 17, so even if he isn't a right back, he's doing a bloody good job there for us. So we are one of the informed teams in the league right now, up to 9th. Of course, going into this season, the media prediction was to be in the playoffs. Nice to see us showing a little bit of that form towards the tail end of the season. Gives me hope for next year. Sadly, playoffs is not an option today, but we can still have a say in the title race, as our first game is against Northwood, who have to win to stand a chance of finishing above Leatherhead to end the year. Let's have a look at where we're heading to. Northwood Football Club. They play in the northwest of, London. This is a really long way for us to have to travel for a game, to be fair. The Skyline Roofing Stadium, a name that flows off the tongue. That is going to be the fortress we're playing at today. We can have a peek through the trees to look at it. I've got to say, I appreciate the fact that Northwood, a football club that have a tree on their badge, actually have their stadium surrounded by matching trees. There's some good imagery going on there. This is the team we're going with. You might notice some tweaks on the tactical side of things. Throughout this year, defensively, I feel like we've been getting better and better with new personnel coming in. The goal scoring has always been a bit of an issue until recently, and the attacking roles that I've been playing with. To start the year, we had a poacher and a pressing forward. We then went to an advanced forward and a pressing forward. As of late, it's been the advanced forward poacher combo with Vaughan in behind that's been working really, really well, and I feel like we finally found something that clicks. For this game, Shatayo will start alongside Forbes. Shatayo has played 3 games for us as a starter, yet to get a goal. Maybe it can happen today. On paper, at this level, he should be amazing. He is a really complimentary player, I feel like, to have alongside Forbes. I'm hoping that we can get a little bit of a relationship going between these two, because next year, I think they're going to be our starting strikers. Okay, so going into this game, Northwood lining up with a 4-4-2 that scares me. Also, a lot of their players have high-quality photos on the starting 11 bit. That always intimidates me slightly. Looking at our team, sticking with that 4-3-1-2... Let's see how we get on. Of course, today, if we can stop Northwood winning, we deny them a chance to get promoted automatically, which I'd quite like to do. I relish the role of the party pooper. Early highlight here, it's going to be Scotty Williams over it, the right back turn free kick taker. He hits it, keeper parries it, Forbes has an effort, it's cleared off the line. And well, I was thinking that Northwood would be up for this game because they have to win it. Right now, we're starting hot, and well, we've got a corner here that is going to be dealt with initially. Williams, though, is going to mop up the pieces. Of course, Northwood, the team that we took on in our first game in charge, we beat them 3-1 at home. Away, it's going to be a tougher task, and well, it's made tougher when Shatayo has a shot like that. Tell you what, we have been phenomenal in this first 15 minutes. Our XG is at 1.37, yet to find the breakthrough. Only 1 shot on target. Maybe that can change here, though. Forbes in pursuit of the ball. Kavanagh back to goal, gives it back to the keeper. Northwood need to win this game. They have to win this game for automatic promotion. Of course, only the team that wins the league goes up. And even if they win this game, if Leatherhead win, they can't go up. And well, against the run of play, they've scored. Nelson Aggo gets his 25th goal of the season for them. And for all that good start we've had, for all that hype I've been giving us, we've been undone at the back. Shambolic defending. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but between Johnson, Grooms, and I think that's Rose in the middle, it's not great positioning or marking. We're a goal down. Aggo, by the way, the man who got the goal for Northwood, has 21 goals in the league. This man looks ridiculous for this level. Just a bit of context here. Aggo, who just scored for them against Forbes, our star striker. It's not fair. 10 minutes left of this half. We've been on top. They've had that one chance and they took it, to be fair to them. But I want to believe that we can keep sticking to our game and keep creating stuff. There will be a breakthrough for us. Of course, defensively, when we have been tested, we've been questionable. And well, I thought for a second we were going to be in trouble. That shot is blocked and out for a corner. Now a chance maybe for Cole to put in the ball for Northwood. Plenty of players queuing up in the middle. He floats it in. It's headed away from danger. But only as far as Stewart, his effort on goal is blocked away. We have all our players back right now just defending this set piece. Simmons to Stewart. He dinks it towards Aggo, who's through on goal again. And I'll tell you what, Mackenzie Lyle, you beautiful son of a gun. That is an insane save by the keeper. Half-time in this game, down a goal. Mackenzie Lyle stopped it from being a 2-goal deficit going in at the break. Great little stop there. We've been having a lot of the ball and actually creating a lot. We just need to do something with it in the final third. Forbes and Shatayo have struggled in this game. And you know what? It's the end of the season. It's a time for experimentation. Ollie Thomas, on you come. Fazakli, on you come. Can Ollie Thomas shine on his live-com debut? Let's find out. Kavanagh with this ball on the near side. Back to Stewart. He's going to play it forward to Aggo. This is dangerous. Can Mackenzie Lyle come to the rescue? He doesn't need to. That was an awful finish. I mean, considering Northwood are as high as they are in the league, the fact we are going toe-to-toe with them in an away game like this and the recent form, I'm starting to believe that next year we are going to be a team challenging at the top. We've got quality. I thought for a second we were going to show some of it, but that ball there by Vaughan, less than ideal. The Welshman, of course, our centre attacking mid, been in good goal-scoring form, still not got an assist since he's joined the club. And I thought for a second we were going to be in trouble. That was another poor effort. If Northwood knew how to hit the target, they could have scored a few more here. Don't want to throw anyone under the bus. Ellis Johnson's on a 5.9 at centre-back. Frankie Tobin, he might not be here after this season. This might be the last time you see him in Guernsey colours. Drink it in. On he comes. He's playing at centre-back alongside Rose. What could go wrong? Corner for us here. Loring is going to whip it in. And I'll tell you what, Frankie Tobin, he's getting a new contract. I've changed my mind. We'll keep him around. It's 1-1, and it's tactical genius by me to sub him on. That's what I'm going to claim. It is Guernsey 1, Northwood 1, and we'll take that. I kind of want another goal now, but look, we're back in this game. We are going toe-to-toe. And with 10 minutes left, could we get a winner? Elsewhere, Leatherhead are losing. So Northwood, if they win, would be 3 points behind them going into the final day of the season. They need a goal. Could Northwood get it here? I kind of want them to get it. I want the underdog to do well against Leatherhead, who have all the money. It's whipped in, it's scored, and it's a blooming disaster. I mean, on the one hand, you love football. On the other hand, we've just single-handedly given Northwood a shot at the title on the final day. Ball whipped in, Cole at the back post. Who was it there on the far post? It was Down, who couldn't win his header. And with that, well, Northwood, I believe, can still win the league. The league table confirms it. With that last-minute goal, Northwood pulled behind Leatherhead by 3 points. They still could win the league on the final day. As the team who have kind of contributed to it, it's mixed emotions. I like football. It's an exciting moment for them to get a last-minute winner. On the flip side for us, it moves us down to 10th. With that last-minute goal, I do feel like Northwood are the main character of the story. They're the protagonist, and we're just kind of an NPC living in Northwood's universe. Love this, by the way. 20 games in charge officially with that game just played. The space goes bargain hunting. I love bargain hunt. Apparently, there's been a generally positive reaction to my tactical approach, and there's plenty of optimism for the future. And you know what? We might have lost that last game. I am feeling optimistic. Our final game of the season is against Westfield at home. They are 20th. They are relegated. They are rubbish. We will probably play a rotated team. Maybe play a couple of the Guernsey faithful players who perhaps won't be here next year. Give them a send-off. It's going to be a carnival atmosphere. I'll see you in a week. For this final game of the season, I am going to rotate things around quite a lot. Players like Fazakli, players like Leg, who, well, in their case, I'm not sure if either of them are going to be around next year. I want to give them a chance to say a fond farewell. Canher, his contract's up. He doesn't have a work permit, so it's kind of a problem. He will probably be on his way out elsewhere. Loring, a player who I might decide to keep around, someone I've given some fairly consistent minutes to. And when it comes to the defence, very unfamiliar look. A lot of these players were here when we first came in. Players like Keanu Marsh, who is actually okay for this level, may well stay around as a backup. Harry Tobin, who of course was our kind of go-to left-back to start the year, and his brother, Frank Tobin, who scored in that last game. He's going to start this final game of the year. I always feel a little bit caught in two minds the first few seasons of Park to Prem, because I don't want to overhaul the teams too much, but especially with a team like Guernsey here, the quality that we have, at least in the eyes of Football Manager, isn't at a standard that is going to see us climb up. It'd be a little bit boring if we're just stuck in the 8th tier of England for 5 years. I feel like people would stop watching. I mean, what would be absolutely brilliant for entertainment value would be if we lost this game, because it would help justify my decision. And well, Westfield, who are bottom, they have actually taken the lead in this game. So not ideal. They are bottom of the league for a reason. I want to believe we can make something happen here. Tobin to Verzakli. What a ball that was. And I'll tell you what, from that ridiculous angle, that was not a bad effort. Marsh with the throw-in. Gives it to Vaughan. Played inside. Ball whipped in. Verzakli goes down in a heap. Mahan apparently is going to take the penalty. You know what? I'm not letting him take it. Verzakli, you can have it. Free finishing. 1 penalty taken. If he scores this, I might keep him at the club next year. If he misses it, 100% going. This man's on £75 a week. I have 6 strikers. I don't need him. Maybe I do. He scored. Free finishing isn't going to hold him back. It's goal number 10 of the year. It's 1-1. Half-time in this game, 1-1. I'm going to level with you. I feel very justified in my decision to, well, be certainly considering moving on a lot of the players that have started this game. We have not been good enough here. Ellis, Vaughan and Canner have reacted well. Harry Tobin wants to strangle me. Whilst I've been all soppy and, well, sentimental today, I'm not sticking to that. I want goals. I want stuff to happen. Tyler Forbes on Newcombe. Shatayo on Newcombe too. Elsewhere, Mahon's on a booking. I'm going to take him off and bring in Patrick Grooms. The big guns are coming on. We're going to go more direct. I can't lose to the team who are currently bottom. I say currently bottom. They are bottom. They're not moving off the bottom even with a win here. They are rubbish. We need to win this. Mackenzie Lyle with a free kick just inside our own box. He's going to, well, look to launch it long. And the defence has missed it. It's fallen to Vaughan, the Welshman, the centre attacking mid. He's been in great goal-scoring form. I think that shot deflected, but I'm just going to pretend it was a cheeky little chip. It's 2-1 here. I think there was a lot of fortune about how this found the back of the net. I mean, there was fortune about how it actually got to Vaughan as well. This is not a good set piece, is it? I don't know what's going on at the back. Vaughan finds his way through, has an effort on goal, and yet that is blocked, isn't it? It's blocked and it loops over the keeper. It goes in, and it's now 2-1. If I was Westfield manager, I'd feel very hard done by that goal that's just ended up flying into the back of the net. But you know what? I'm not Westfield manager. I'm Guernsey manager, and it looks like we're going to end this season with a win. No more highlights, Your Honour. And with that, a season is concluded. Not exactly a classic, but we'll take the win. Looking at the league table, Leatherhead, sadly, did end up winning the league. They won their final game of the season 1-0 against Ashford. That despite the fact that Northwood won 4-0. Unfortunately for Northwood, they will be in the playoffs. I didn't realise this, but apparently the game that we just played was a fan day. How many fan days are we having at the moment? With that result and that final game, it concludes our first season as Guernsey manager. A bit of a mixed bag. Signing of the season was Ellis Vaughan, a player who started slowly. Once he got caught on fire, though, he could not be stopped. He was a raging inferno at centre attack and mid for certainly a player at 16. I think we can build around for the future. Elsewhere in the team, shout out to Tyler Forbes. He has looked great. Of course, a player we inherited but decided to sign permanently. And I do feel like Mackenzie Lyle in goal really did have a big difference for us this year. 6 clean sheets kept in 12 games, a 7.3 rating as well. When you compare that to Jordan Kelly, who got a 6.71 rating as our previous goalkeeper, definitely made a difference to us getting a new man between the sticks. Another player who played really well was Scott Williams. Talked about him a little bit already today, but at right back, at centre back, the Welshman did a great job for us, and Patrick Grooms as well. He quit university to come to us, and whilst he probably is slightly overpaid, I think, for the quality he's actually brought to us, he did not have a bad season. Playing as that deep line playmaker, being that man who we really build through out from the back, 81% pass completion, 7.04 rating. I feel like in Football Manager terms, if you're a centre mid getting above a 7, you're actually doing quite well because they don't tend to get that good of ratings. Unsurprising, goal of the season went to Forbes. It was actually the goal that we had in the first episode here at Guernsey on Tuesday, just a few days ago, as I sit here and record this. What a goal that was. What a win that was against Northwood. Shame we couldn't repeat it in the away game today. Obviously, finances are a weird one in Season 1. We don't have anything to compare them to. What I will say is we have actually dipped into the red as of late for our bank balance. Of course, once all the new season ticket sales have been sold, that will bump it up. Hopefully we can get a few friendlies organised. Bristol City, our affiliates, will get a game against, and we can get ourselves in a good financial footing for next year. Somewhat unsurprising, player awards absolutely dominated by Tyler Forbes. This man has been ridiculous for us this year. 23 goals. He got goal of the season, young player of the season, fans player of the season. He was pretty much the man of the season. He also had the highest average rating, and of course, with this being the first season, a whole host of records broken. Worth noting, Ellis Vaughan is the youngest goal scorer and also the youngest appearance maker for us. Do wonder how long he might keep that record for as we go through this save game. Pleased to report that with a somewhat mediocre season, Fairweather fans are on the decline. The core are rising up. We don't need bandwagoners where we're going. When we're in the Champions League in like 20 years' time, we'll remember the people who are here and now. So this is a little bit interesting. Board expectations for next year have actually been recalibrated slightly, I suppose, off this season. Rather than the playoffs, they want a top half finish. That is something I think we can definitely achieve. And I suppose with that in mind, I should tell the players that next year we're going to go for a top half finish. They are happy with that. Secretly inside, I want to push for promotion next year. I don't want to be stuck in this division forever. We've got a few really good players. If we can get the right building blocks around them, I think we have a pretty good chance of being at the top of the table next year. To wrap up this season, we have a C+ from the board and the fans. Naturally, we came in at a tricky point this year. It was all about steadying the ship. Whilst we have recruited in some good younger players, still need to continue that progress into the summer. I'm hopeful that next year we are going to be on the up. Hopefully, we're going to have more than C's this time next year. I did mention the finances a little bit earlier. Naturally, in Football Manager, especially in the lower leagues, you lose a lot of money as a non-league club. You don't have a load of income. There's not TV revenue. There's not loads of fans turning up. What I will say is we're not in that bad of a spot. Minus £6,000 is nothing to get too worried about. This year, our income sits at, as you can see here, £218,000. Our expenditure for this year, £254,000. That might feel like a massive deficit. Believe me when I say, compared to other teams in our league, that really isn't too bad. Like I mentioned earlier, if this video gets to 5,000 likes, I will get a video up over the weekend. Ordinarily, of course, this series is going to run every weekday. The weekend episode, should we get to that mark, is going to be a transfer special. When I look at our current team, when I look at the players sorted by ability, the players highlighted are players with contracts expiring this year. I don't think there's going to be too many of the players highlighted here that we're keeping on over the summer, which I know is going to break some Guernsey fans' hearts, but this is a revolution, not an evolution. We need to rebuild. In terms of all that squad planning, building and stuff, we'll save that all for the transfer special next time, which I hope you guys are very excited for. I hope you've enjoyed this first season and this first week of Park to Prem. I will be back over the weekend. I will see you guys then. Take it easy. If you've enjoyed today's video, leave a like, leave a comment. See you Sunday, hopefully, baby. Awesome. Till then, it's me, Jack. I'll see you next time. I'm out.